Hey, hey, welcome to KocoSports. I am the huge one, aka the idiot, Dave Koco from KocoSports.com or KocoSports.net. It takes you to the same place. That's where the world's coming to kick ass, your home for combat sports, and where it's okay to be a passionate fan. Man, all week I had a cold, and that took a lot out of me to get out. Sorry, there has been no videos this week. Just got a crazy cold, lost my voice, and all that fun stuff. But I thought I'd do a Fave 5 thing. The NWA anniversary is going to be in a couple hours. I live in Japan, so Monday morning, my time. Tomorrow morning, I think it's tonight, your time in America, depending on when I upload this. And I thought I'd bring back an old thing, Fave 5. I used to do this in the magazines. I used to do this on the radio show. I used to do it on YouTube a little bit. And it's just evergreen type content where we just talk about it's like a top 10, and this is kind of a top 10-ish because I have like a million fucking runner-ups. It was hard to rank these guys. It really was. But yeah, it's just there's always a top 10, but really it's your favorite. So your favorite 5 in your lifetime of NWA champs. And the reason I wanted to do this is it's the 7th anniversary of NWA. They're going to have a best of 3 falls, Cody Rhodes versus Nick Aldis. And I believe Cody Rhodes in the future will be on this list, possibly a Nick Aldis in the future. You got the NWA Women's Champ Jazz. Willie Mack will be going for the national title. Same thing with Colt Cabana and a couple other great wrestlers. And they're going to crown the new NWA national champ, which a lot of people are talking about online. This is what the title looks like. Ooh, look at that. That's special effects. I'm an idiot. Anyway, so yeah, and it's going to be on Fight TV app. I'll be at work, so I will not be watching it live, but I hope to check it out. And I've talked about this all the time, and I think I'll bring it up again. A lot of WWF/WWE fans are always like, well, even if WWF sucks, you gotta be thankful for Vince McMahon because he gave you a childhood and it's everything you love about pro wrestling. But I think that's younger fans saying that because there was NWA, there was WCW, there was AWA, there was so many great wrestling, USWA, so much great wrestling, championship wrestling from Florida. And Vince just won, but I don't think he gave us a childhood. I was an NWA fan growing up, and I always loved the NWA. I critiqued it a lot and picked on it a lot, but more out of like if the New York Yankees were a last place team. You'd be like, you used to be the New York fucking Yankees. Get your shit together for a sports analogy. But I just always thought the NWA could do good. And right now, with Cody as their champ, I see it could bounce back. Some good things could happen. And I think if Cody Rhodes can make the NWA relevant again and important again and slowly but surely build it up, then I honestly think he'll be number one on a lot of people's list when it's all said and done. Now, Fave 5, it has to be your lifetime. So Luthez is probably one of the greatest NWA champs of all time. I'm old. I'm just not that old. I just know Luthez from stories and video clips. I wasn't, a wrestling fan during his era. So, Fave 5, the rules are, even though I'm probably going to break all the rules, it's 5, your favorite that you know of. And we'll bring up a lot of different topics. So, Fave 5, here we go. Just a lot of I'm making this a Fave 10. A Fave 10 with a lot of ties. So when it gets to Fave 5, then the shit will get serious, okay? I just want to give a shout out to Sheik and Cahagas. I used to be a Florida indie wrestling promoter. They were Florida indie wrestlers, and they both won the NWA title, and it was a big deal back home in Florida. Next, number 10, a tie. And it was hard. I actually wanted to put these guys way higher on the list. I saw it live. Steve Corino and Hashimoto. The NWA, I don't know what year it was, anniversary. Hashimoto just fucking made an arena, the WrestlePlex in St. Petersburg, Florida, which I used to live by, believe in pro wrestling again. Steve Corino just took one fucking hell of an ass whooping. He did go on the line the next day and be like, oh, it was fake. I wish he didn't do that. Or staged, whatever. But, Yeah, Hashimoto's title run, Steve Corino's title run, I thought was amazing. And it's sad because if the NWA was in its prime, that would be probably one of the greatest moments in wrestling history. All right, number nine, Adam Pearce. You know, when NWA was at one of its lowest, I don't know exactly at pinpoint lowest, he was busting his ass making shit happen. And then he does this best of seven thing, and the NWA fucking cuts off its own cock and balls because that's what the NWA did in the 90s and 2000s. And oh, God. So Adam Pearce, number nine. Number eight, even though this ain't an NWA guy, it's one of my favorite pro wrestling moments, and it led to my favorite company. Number eight, he didn't have it very long. Shane Douglas. He wins the NWA title. I don't know how much is kayfabe. I don't know how much is shoot, but the best pro wrestling is that he just says the NWA is dead, and that was threw the belt down. And then that came ECW. And ECW was absolutely amazing. And it's still why I'm a pro wrestling fan today. So it was kind of like the end. I don't know, like that moment was like you're not a kid anymore, and now you're a teenager slash adult, and pro wrestling is still cool. It was like passing the torch. It was a huge part for a fan, huge part in pro wrestling history. I think the NWA title really did take a hit in the fans' eyes, and it launched ECW the right fucking way. And Paul Heyman was amazing, or the Extreme Championship Wrestling, Paul Heyman's ECW. Then Matt, I wonder if this if I was younger, this would be probably higher on the list, and I feel sad that he doesn't get another. Number seven, Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett basically used NWA to make TNA, and some people are mad that he used NWA, but to me, I think if Jeff Jarrett doesn't use NWA to launch TNA, NWA doesn't exist today. I think Jeff Jarrett, a lot of people hated him because he had like a John Cena type run in TNA. But my thing was why I love Jeff Jarrett. If you're going to have a John Cena, Roman Reigns like run, at least be respectful enough to be the fucking heel. And that's why I'll always like Triple H over John Cena or Jeff Jarrett over John Cena or any fucking heel that books himself. If you're gonna fucking book yourself and you're gonna be the chosen one, at least be a fucking heel. Don't force faces on us. And of course, AJ Styles, who I saw from NWA Wild Solid, NWA Florida, IPW Pro Wrestling, Ring of Honor, make it all the way up. And now it's amazing what AJ Styles is, but him winning the NWA title was a big deal. Number six, it's a tie. This is when baby faces were baby faces. Roman Reigns, John Cena, some little bit Tanahashi. I don't know. I don't want to fucking start a New Japan fucking Super Gaijin fucking poke fest. Don't poke the Super Gaijin. Don't do it. But these were baby faces, real legit fucking baby faces that we fucking loved. And Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and Sting. They just knew how to be baby faces. And I was the biggest fucking Sting fan in the world until he turned Crow. And even Joker Sting was ridiculous. But Sting, where he looked like, I don't know, the chilled out, like he looked like what Ultimate Warrior would be if he smoked weed. Sting was just fucking awesome, man. It was just great. That was Sting. And I remember the second he turned into the Crow, I'm like, I'm out. I'm out. I was like a little, I don't know how old I was, a little kid slash early teen. And I was just like, yo, I'm out. Fuck that. I like old school Sting. He's like, he's only been stinged for a crow sting for a week. I'm out. Not going to do it. But yeah. And I think that's it. We're all caught up. Woohoo! Now the real Fave 5. And this was hard as shit. Like not having Hashimoto in it, not having Sting, not having Jeff Jarrett. Here's the real Fave 5. Number 5 and number 4 on my paper are scribbled out like 800 times. I'm like, scribble, scribble, scribble. No, 4, no, 5, 5, 4, 4, 5, 5, 4, 4, 5. It keeps scribbling out. But I'm going to go number 5. I don't know which one's which now. I scribbled too much being an idiot. Harley Race. I didn't see all of Harley Race's title runs. Some of his earlier stuff was before I was a fan. His later stuff with Ric Flair, I did see. And to me, I think NWA title, I think pro wrestler, I think Harley Race. Just absolutely amazing and the king. He's like one of the original King gimmicks. I just really liked Harley Race. I don't know why. He just held himself, even in the land of WWE and WWF when I fucking hated it in the cartoon world days. He just carried himself like a badass pro wrestler. You just look at Harley Race and like that motherfucker's a badass pro wrestler. I guess the it factor or the tough factor he had, and I just always enjoyed Harley Race. Number four for many different reasons, but Dan Severn. Dan Severn was one of my favorite NWA champs. He had the UFC title and the NWA title at the same time. He brought the NWA title and the UFC title to WWF or WWE television. I think it was WWF back then. And he took so much pride in it, and he was a legit badass. He loved pro wrestling. He loved the NWA and that title, even when it didn't benefit him. I would always go to mixed martial arts events in the Tampa area or the Japan area, wherever Dan Severn had a table or a booth, and he just always had the NWA title. And a lot of times, with MMA fans, they get their panties in a bunch. Like, you like MMA and pro wrestling? I don't know what pride is. I'm a Wikipedia fan. Um, so Dan Severn had so much pride in NWA when like no one else did. He carried the title with him, and to me, he was just a fucking badass. So Dan Severn gets it. Number three. All right, the top three are probably some of my favorite wrestlers of all time. And number three might be my favorite wrestler of all time. He just wasn't the strong. He didn't have a very long run in the NWA, but I remember I'm a huge Japanese pro wrestling fan. I'm a huge fan of this guy, and at the time when he was NWA champ, it just opened my eyes. I was like, "Oh my god, Japanese wrestling must be amazing!" Because they didn't have the internet, they didn't have New Japan World, they didn't have Funaki. So, you know, you just read the PWI magazines, read the names, saw the pictures. But when I saw the Great Muta win the NWA title, I was fucking hooked. I was like, and he's to today, Great Muta is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. And not only that, but the NWA title means so much more here in Japan. Like, just fans talk about the NWA. Like when NWA died in America, and I'm hoping it's making a comeback with this Fight TV 70th anniversary show and Cody Rhodes. But when it was dead in the fucking water, people in Japan still cared. And I'm part of it. It has to be Great Muta, maybe a Hashimoto. There's so many great Japanese champs. Giant Baba, but Giant Baba was before my time. Go Giants. Number two. Number two. This is tough because what one and two I think is the greatest feat of all time. You already know who's coming. B, when I was a little boy, I rooted for number one, but now as a man, number two was it. And that was the son of a plumber, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. And how great would it be on the 70th anniversary? Cody beats Magnus, Nick Aldis, for the NWA title and rebuilds that goddamn company. Cody, no pressure, but I think the future of the NWA is on your shoulders. No pressure at all. Good luck. Dusty Rhodes, I was a Ric Flair guy. I rooted for Ric Flair, but I still love Dusty Rhodes. And to me, that's the Iron Man slash Captain America Civil War of pro wrestling growing up days. You had the son of a plumber versus the nature boy Ric Flair. And number one, the greatest wrestler of all time, but hell, the NWA, you could probably have that list. Ric Flair. Woo! But Ric Flair, Muta, Dusty Rhodes, Harley Race, and I hope whatever, because right now there's so many rumors with the success of All In. There's Jericho, there's Jim Ross, there's Cody Rhodes making a wrestling union, there's all this stuff going on. NFL family interested about making it. I just hope somewhere this Fed that we're dreaming that may never be a reality or being rumored has the NWA title. Even if it's a different company, like the New Japan IWGP. I would love, like, I wish TNA kept the NWA title. I really did. A part of me died when it turned into the TNA title. But I don't know, the NWA title to me is special. And I really liked it. And it reminds me of pro wrestling as a child, as a fan, just watching it. And I hope that they've rebuilt it. And I hope with Cody Rhodes' help and, Mr. Smashing Pumpkins and Magnus and the whole fucking gang, I hope one day people just look at me talking about the NWA like the way I talked about New Japan. Because when I was on the radio and when I did radio and then I did YouTube, I would always talk about New Japan, how great it was. And everyone made fun of me. And now New Japan is like the hottest fucking thing in the world outside of WWE fanboys blindly defending their shit. Um, I hope one day NWA is like that. I hope one day people because down in the comments, you're going to be like, why do you talk about the NWA? And a lot of times, the promoters get their NWA promoters, dude, are such pussies. A lot of times they cry and all that shit, like, you don't fucking respect the NWA. Meanwhile, they're fucking out in a parking lot with tires, fucking pretending to be the NWA. I hope one day people come back on this video, or I could tell you, and just like New Japan, like, why are you talking about the NWA? And I'm hoping. Granted, the New Japan had a lot more going for it than the NWA does right now. But Cody Rhodes, a couple things go right. Hell, just make the NWA title mean something again. All right. The NWA 70th anniversary show, Fight TV, within a couple hours, it's a couple hours no matter where you live. Hopefully watch it, enjoy it. Hopefully Cody Rhodes does something great because, that's it. Check out KocoSports.net, subscribe, like, comment. Also, check out Koco Plays, where I play Fire Pro Wrestling. And my universe, Okada just murdered Cody Rhodes for the NWA title. And gonna face Misawa. Okada, try to play one match every day, even though this week I had a cold. And hopefully I can just keep making content. I really enjoy doing this stuff. Sorry about that. No cough button. But yeah, I really enjoy doing the content, and hopefully I could schedule it into my life more and more, and just play video games, talking shit, talking pro res, and life would be good. Thank baby Terry Funk for all this. Holy shit, Terry Funk's not on my list. God damn it. The NWA was amazing. I love you, Terry Funk, the wrestling god. Oh, how is Terry Funk not on it? All right, Terry Funk, sliding you up with... You're in. Terry Funk is in. He's number 0. He's God. He doesn't count in the Fave 5. Anyway, yeah, I absolutely love the NWA, and I'm hoping that the things I experienced as a kid, younger fans will get to experience, and it'll be something special again. All right, check out Koco Plays. Check out Operation Freak Show on Amazon.com, KocoSports.net. Did I say Koco Plays? Yeah, dude, I love playing video games. I'm going to go play some video games now. And with that, I am over. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Hey, ba-dum-bum.